So this light has a special feature that I've never seen in any other LED light. So hi everyone, this is Jiggie, a portrait and wedding photographer from the Philippines, and welcome to the channel. So if you guys were used to the channel and have subscribed to the channel, you can see that my backdrop is very different because I am shooting everything now on location here in a beautiful place called Casa Laia in Laia, Batangas in the Philippines. So for you guys who haven't subscribed to the channel and would want to learn more about off-camera flash photography or maybe just photography in general, then this channel may be for you. So you might want to consider subscribing also, and while you're at it, click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want to see more of my images, you could always find me on Instagram. It's at Jiggie Alejandrino. Okay, so what is this light that I am talking about? This is the Yongnuo LUX160. Now, it is actually a 180 watt light, which I don't really understand why they will call it a LUX160 when the actual wattage of the light is 180 watts. But, you know, just for purposes of some transparency also, I was actually sent by this light by the company, but they have no control of what I am going to say or my actual thoughts about the light. So you might actually want to stick around till the very end because I do have some thoughts about this light. Okay, so what's inside the box first? So before we get into what specific feature that I actually like about this light, let's talk about what comes in the package. So everything comes in a very nice bag, though I would have wanted it to be more structured because it's a very, very soft bag, and I don't like bags that don't hold their structure. So, well, maybe that's just me. It comes with an Octabank first, okay? So this is the Octabank. Let me put this here. This Octabank is basically an old school, old style type of Octabank where you have your speed ring separate and your rod separate from the modifier. This is a Bowens mount. In other words, this light is also a Bowens mount, which means that you can basically get so many modifiers for this. One of the reasons on why I actually don't like modifiers like this is because it is a pain to actually put together. You have to put everything inside, and you have to manually put everything inside the holes of the speed ring. There are different options now where you have quick open octa boxes. You might actually want to take a look at some of the Photix modifiers. But the nice thing about this one, about what they included here, is that it comes with 16 rods. And what does that do? It basically makes the modifier almost a full circle or a complete circle. If you see other modifiers that say that only have like 6 or 8 rods, it's actually an octagon. So it's not really close to a circle. Now, the reason why you want it to be a circle is so that when you're taking portraits and using this light, you have a nice catch light that's actually similar to the sun, which is round, which is the most pleasing. So let me put this here first. Okay. So aside from this one, it also comes with your usual standard reflector. And then it's got another bag inside that holds basically the way you power the light. You can power the light two ways, which is using the AC outlet here and a power brick, or they also supply the cable which allows this light to be powered using a V-mount battery. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with V-mount batteries, I have one here. This is an FX Lion V-mount battery. I have to warn you though that these batteries are expensive, but they're very, very efficient. And there's so many things that I actually can do with this battery, which if you want to know more about it, I'll actually put a link in the description below. So this is the nice thing about this. It's a 180 watt light that you can actually power via V-mount battery. So I guess the trend of lights is actually headed towards that, being able to be battery powered, which I am loving. Because for you guys who actually have seen the channel from the very beginning to where it is now, you can see that there is a transition between flash and continuous light, or not a transition, but the evolution of the continuous light is slowly catching up to that of flash, but it's still not there. But there are instances in which I actually love using continuous light more, and that's why these companies have actually been sending me lights for me to test out. Okay, so I have here also, of course, a diffuser and a grid for this particular modifier, and this is the actual light. Okay, as I said earlier, this is a 180 watt LED light, single color only, 5600 Kelvin, and it's got a CRI of 96. So what does that mean? Basically, CRI is our color rating index. In other words, if they say that this is 96 CRI, it is 96% close to 5600 Kelvin. So in other words, it might shift colors by about 300 Kelvin, which relatively is acceptable so long as there is no cast in the colors. And by testing this light, I actually saw no color cast, so it's actually good in terms of that aspect. Now the build quality is actually not that bad. It's a metal case, which I do love with LED lights because I don't like those that are made out of plastic because they feel very, very cheap to the hand. The design is also fanless. In other words, you don't hear any noise, especially if you're shooting videos like this one. But for photography, it doesn't really matter if there's a loud fan or not. But when you're shooting videos, you want it to be as quiet as possible so that you don't hear it in the mic. Okay, so aside from that, this one is actually a really nice innovation that I've seen in this light only, is that when you twist it, you can actually tilt the light. Most LED lights, unlike studio strobes where you have the tilting bracket mounted here below and you just have one knob to be able to tilt, most LED lights have knobs here on the left side and on the right side, which makes it very cumbersome for you to tilt the light. Now by having just one handle here on one side, it's actually perfect so that you can tilt it up and down. Okay, so basically that's it with regards to this light. Let me turn it on. I will actually use a V-mount battery instead. So with this cable, all I have to do is connect it here and then connect it here and then plug it onto my V-mount battery and we should be good to go. Okay, so turn it on. There we go. Now, as with all LED lights, this comes with all those fancy light and all the other features that you can actually see in the description below in terms of what this light can do. But I would have wanted to have the bicolor version, to be honest, because I really do believe that one big advantage of LED lights as compared to flash is the bicolor option. The nice thing about this one also is the LED in the back is colored. So it's bright, it's nice, it's very, very easy to use. And this is the feature that I was talking about in the start of the video. Not this, but look at this one. All I have to do is click this button and I can actually remove the faceplate. By removing the faceplate, I can control everything. This one becomes my remote. I can turn it off if I want to, turn it on, make it stronger, make it weaker, all by using this really nice remote. So if you guys have been using LED lights with remotes, you know how cumbersome they are to actually use. This is a good breath of fresh air. It's colored, everything's there. If the one supplied to me was actually the bicolor version, I can change the color temperature here by just clicking that and change the color temperature and we're okay. So I can see it on the fly. I can be behind my camera, I can adjust the power of my light. And basically the concept of the remote is nothing new when it comes to LED lights, but to be able to remove the actual faceplate from here and have the entire menu system or basically everything that they have here on the palm of your hand is a very, very good option to have. Okay, and lastly, price. This entire set is actually priced at $569 without tax. Now, is that value for money? I think it's on the more expensive side, especially for this brand. I don't think they've established themselves enough to command a price like that. They may say that, oh, we put so many things in the package, that's why it's that expensive. But to be honest, having a modifier like this included in the package, I understand why they did this, so that they can pack it in and that it's all in one bag. It's good, it's easy for you to take around, but it's not really that easy or that easy to put together. If it were me, personally, I would get a different light with a bicolor option, or maybe if they had a light that's a standalone light that's bicolor, then I might actually consider that because I do like the build quality of the light. But for this modifier doesn't really add any value for me. The option to do V-mount batteries for a 180 watt light is actually pretty good because I haven't really seen that in the higher end brands yet. I see it in 60 watt lights, Nanlite has it for the 300 and 500, but it won't work with this type of battery. You need a stronger battery, a higher output battery, which is actually a bit more expensive. Like these batteries already go for $200, so those things are actually a bit more expensive, though they are worth the money. The question is this worth the money? Modifier wise, I would get another modifier, a quick open one. Trust me, once you start using a quick open modifier, that is what you will want all the time. This one for a non-bicolor version light, even with this really nice remote and the option for a V-mount battery, for $569 before tax, might be in the steeper or more expensive side. But it's a good light, so it's really up to you. If you believe in the brand and you would want to spend $569 for this entire kit that fits in one bag, you're more than welcome to actually click the link in the description below. So if you guys have any questions with regards to this light, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And basically, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And while you're at it, click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want to see more of my images, you could always follow me on Instagram. It's at Jiggie Alejandrino. Okay, till the next video.